He didn't rise quietly. He didn't play it safe. And he was never meant to be ordinary. From lecture halls to the national spotlight, from protest chants to parliamentary benches, his journey has been loud, brilliant, controversial, and impossible to ignore. Awards line up, critics stay busy, and somewhere between brilliance and backlash, a story unfolds that Kenya still can't stop watching. Because when power, intellect, and ambition collide, the result is never boring. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. As of 2026, Honorable Babu Owino's net worth is estimated to fall between KS 350 million and KS 400 million, roughly 2.5 to 2.8 million US dollars, based on publicly available information tied to his political earnings, legal practice, and business interests. These figures remain estimates, not official disclosures, but they reflect a decade-long accumulation of income and assets. His wealth story is rooted first in politics. Elected as Member of Parliament for Advocacy East in 2017, he earns a monthly salary and allowances ranging between KS 710,000 and 850,000, a steady stream that has compounded significantly over the years. But politics alone doesn't tell the full story. Away from the chambers, he is a trained actuarial scientist and lawyer, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, whose legal consultancy work and advisory roles supplement his income. Add to that real estate investments in Nairobi and Kisumu, shares in local enterprises, and education-focused initiatives, and the picture becomes clearer. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. His lifestyle reflects that success, but with restraint compared to entertainers. He is often spotted in Range Rover Sports, Mercedes-Benz E-Class models, and occasionally a Toyota Land Cruiser V8, vehicles valued between KS 8 million and KS 15 million, consistent with Kenya's political elite. His properties tell a quieter story of pride and return. In Kisumu, his village mansion, valued at approximately KS 40 to 50 million, stands as a symbol of success rooted in homecoming. In Nairobi, a well-furnished holiday home offers escape from the intensity of public life, designed deliberately for rest rather than display. Yet for all the comfort, his public image remains sharp-edged. Because wealth was never the headline, power was. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. Long before Parliament, before national debates, before courtrooms and cameras, there was a student with a voice that refused to stay silent. Born Paul Angelai Owino, he rose to prominence as chairman of the Students' Organization of Nairobi University, SONU, where his leadership style was confrontational, fearless, and deeply ideological. He didn't just represent students, he mobilized them. Protests followed. Headlines followed. Controversy followed. But so did recognition. His academic records silenced critics who dismissed him as merely loud. A first-class honors degree in actuarial science, followed by a law degree, postgraduate studies in economics, and continued academic pursuits. A rare combination that positioned him as one of the most intellectually accomplished politicians of his generation. Politics became inevitable. In 2017, he entered Parliament representing Embakasi East, carrying the same fire that defined his student days. His speeches were unfiltered, his positions unapologetic, and his loyalty to the youth unmistakable. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. He championed education, public interest litigation, and social justice, often placing himself at the center of national debate. His work in legal advocacy earned him recognition from the Law Society of Kenya, honoring his commitment to defending the marginalized. More recently, he received the Star Brand Award for Best Member of Parliament, a moment he described not as personal glory, but collective validation from the people he serves. And just when politics seemed to define him fully, another side emerged, statesmanlike, corporate ceremonial. Serving as chief guest at major product launches, including the unveiling of the iPhone 17, he positioned himself not just as a politician, but as a symbol of modern leadership, tech-aware, globally aligned, future-focused. Still, his rise has never been smooth. Court cases, media storms, polarized public opinion. Yet, each time, he returned, louder, sharper, more deliberate. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. Away from microphones and motion, his personal life is notably grounded. He is married to Faith Mathoni Angelai, a woman who has remained largely private despite her husband's public intensity. They met during his student leadership years, long before parliamentary status or national fame. Faith, described by many as graceful and reserved, has stood beside him through protests, courtrooms, elections, and public scrutiny. Together, they have children, whose lives he shields carefully from excessive exposure. Despite being Luo and married into a Kikuyu family, their union reflects a broader Kenyan narrative, one of diversity, resilience, and shared ambition. In rare family moments he shares, a different man appears. Calmer, protective, human. A reminder that behind the politics is a husband and father navigating the same pressures as any public family. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. Few people realize just how academically relentless he is. Even after securing multiple degrees in political power, he continues to pursue further studies, signaling a lifelong commitment to learning rather than resting on credentials. Another lesser-known truth is that many of his legal battles, though damaging to public perception, have not significantly affected his financial standing, a rarity in Kenyan politics. He is also deeply strategic about visibility. Unlike entertainers, he doesn't flaunt luxury constantly. His power comes from moments, awards, speeches, symbolic appearances, not daily excess. And perhaps most misunderstood of all, his controversies are not accidents. They're the cost of a man who refuses to dilute himself for comfort. Love him or oppose him, he remains exactly what he has always been, unapologetically present. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. So who is Honorable Babu Owino? A scholar in a political battlefield, a disruptor in a system built on silence, a man whose ambition refuses to shrink. From student protests to parliamentary power, from courtrooms to corporate stages, his story is still unfolding, and Kenya is still watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, like the video, subscribe for more deep, cinematic stories behind the headlines. And tell us in the comments, is Babu Owino a future national leader or a permanent disruptor? Either way, this chapter is far from the last.